Just going to run through some algebra basics for year 9 and 10. First up, we use letters to stand in place of numbers if we don't know their value. We call those numbers variables or unknowns, but they're still numbers. They behave like any other number, no difference in the rules of how numbers behave. But we do have some conventions that are slightly different in algebra from how we normally write. So, we generally don't put ones in an algebra term. If we have a power of 1, we generally don't write it. If we have a multiplication by 1, we generally don't write it. They're still there, it's just most of the time we don't write them in. And we generally don't put in multiplication signs. It's not wrong to, but it isn't how it's done, and you need to start practicing it properly from the start. And then the one that causes people trouble, the little power at the back is how many times a number is multiplied by itself. So x squared is x times x, just as 3 squared is 3 times 3. That number only applies to the number it's attached to. So in this case, the 3 is attached to the y, so there is 1x, we haven't written it in, as always, and 3 y's multiplied together. Take care that if we put a multiplication afterwards, it still goes to the front of the unknown. So x times 2 is 2x. Multiplications go to the front, powers go to the back. And with that, we can write expressions in algebra for English phrases. Let's have a look at some examples. 5x is 5 times whatever the number x is. So we have x, 5x is 5 times as big. 5 plus x is 5 more than that number x. Doesn't matter what x is, 5 plus x is 5 more than it. And p squared is that unknown number p multiplied by itself. Let's practice a few. We have 3 expressions here that we should be able to convert to algebra. Doesn't matter what letter you use for the unknown number. Any letter can do. Traditionally it's x, but any number. So 8 more than an unknown number is our unknown number plus 8. We can stick the plus at the front if we want. So 8 plus n, x plus 8, a plus 8, whatever you want. 6 less is our unknown number taking away 6. Not taking away the unknown number, taking away 6. 6 less than whatever the number k is. And often there's multiple ways of writing these things. Some are better than others. Half an unknown number is half the unknown number n. But there's also x divided by 2 or k over 2. In general, the first and the third of those are the better ones. Try not to write half times because it's just not how it's done. And 3 more that are just a little bit harder. We take a number and we make it 5 times bigger. That means multiplying it by 5. 5n. Please not 5 times x or x times 5. A number times another number, well, x and y multiplied together. It could be a and b, it doesn't make any difference. But because they are different numbers, they use different letters. And a number increased by 7, 7 plus n or x plus 7. So there we have it. A letter stands for an unknown number. If there's no number in front, then there's a 1. If there's no power, then it's a 1. If we're going to have a multiplication, we don't write the multiplication sign in. And the power is how many times a number is multiplied by itself.